Tensions between India and China that have played out over the last 3 years. The Prime Minister and Chinese President Xi Jinping may hold a bilateral meeting today. Now, if the meeting goes ahead, remember it will be particularly important because it will be the first instance of such a meeting since May 2020 when that border standoff, the Galwan Valley clash, first took place. Now, we're going to be bringing you more context on what could possibly happen in this meeting. But the last time the two leaders had a brief encounter was at a dinner in Bali during the G20 summit in November just last year. Now, at the 15th BRICS summit that is currently taking place, the Prime Minister had proposed cooperation in the areas of space exploration, education and technology, skill mapping and traditional medicine. Today, the Prime Minister will be addressing the BRICS Africa Outreach Forum. And he'll also be addressing the extended format of BRICS Plus Nation, where leaders from about 40 countries who are eager to actually join BRICS will be participating. Take a look at what the Prime Minister had to say, then we'll walk you through some statistics.
हम ब्रिक्स सैटेलाइट कॉन्स्टेलेशन पर पहले से काम कर रहे हैं। एक कदम आगे बढ़ाते हुए हम ब्रिक्स स्पेस एक्सप्लोरेशन कंसोर्टियम बनाने पर विचार कर सकते हैं। इसके अंतर्गत हम स्पेस रिसर्च, वेदर मॉनिटरिंग जैसे क्षेत्रों में ग्लोबल गुड के लिए काम कर सकते हैं।
All right, as we were telling you a little while earlier, relations between the two countries seriously cooled off after the 2020 incident that took place in Galwan Valley in eastern Ladakh. You'll remember that multiple corps commander level talks have taken place since to take care of the certain points where tensions remain between the two countries. However, those talks, particularly the most recent round where both countries agreed they would solve the story, however, no actual progress was made on the key points, the key geographical areas in eastern Ladakh where India continues to say it is not being allowed to send its soldiers to patrol. Now, we'll bring you more context on the proceedings that have taken place since. But remember, India has remained firm in the last 3 years that no diplomatic talks will take place before the eastern Ladakh situation is entirely resolved. This is actually a statement that the External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar has made at multiple different summits, and therefore it's going to be interesting to see the kind of progress the two countries actually make in the diplomatic sense if the President of China, that is Xi Jinping, and Prime Minister Modi are to sit down face to face in this bilateral. Remember, it will be taking place on the side of the BRICS summit that is going on as we speak in Johannesburg in South Africa. BRICS is Brazil, Russia, India and China. It's a consortium of these countries that meet together, and while the countries connect on areas like economic progress, largely that is the focus area, but also other kinds of cooperation, there are, as we just told you a little while earlier, a much larger contingent of countries that are eager to join BRICS, and those countries have put forward their own applications. Now, you can see on the screen in front of you the leaders of all 4 of these countries. Russia, very importantly, is sending key ministers. As far as I believe, Vladimir Putin, the Russian premier, was not actually present at the BRICS summit. We bring you more context on all of the developments, the meeting that took place in BRICS. Remember, it's from the summit itself that the Prime Minister actually joined in when Chandrayaan-3 actually landed on the moon. You would have seen perhaps those visuals of the Prime Minister coming in. Those actually came in from Johannesburg. It's right there that meeting will be taking place if it does go forward today. Remember, it will be particularly significant. My colleague Abhishek is with us to now bring us more context on this. Abhishek, can you just tell our audiences, we've heard the External Affairs Minister voice in no uncertain words multiple times in the past that there will be no progress in the two countries' relationships diplomatically until the eastern Ladakh situation is completely resolved. Now, we know that a corps commander level talks just took place. The situation is not entirely resolved. So what diplomatic progress can we expect when the two leaders meet?
In fact, I think the recent development that we have seen at the level of core commander meetings and the frequent engagement that has happened in the last 1 week at those Chushul border, that also tells that both sides are engaging very frequently and very aggressively to have some sort of headway where they can, kind of reestablish their diplomatic normalcy. Because In the days to come, it has been already 3 years since India and China have been at loggerheads on the issue of Galwan, and China has also accepted the fact that it can not sustain this for a very long time. So to have that, in a very uh, glorified way or in a peaceful way without having hurt its own sentiment and ego, countries needs to scale back and disengage, and this is what probably this military level engagements have been so frequent in the recent days, and probably this is also one of the reasons why it is being seen as a precursor to Prime Minister Modi and Chinese Premier Xi Jinping's upcoming meeting that can very probably happen in Johannesburg today. Because Prime Minister is leaving for Greece today evening, and before that, there is some space and some time that he has where there are certain bilaterals that are scheduled. One bilateral for Prime Minister is scheduled with the Iranian President Raisi. That has also been reported. But will the Prime Minister be having a meeting with the Greece with the Chinese President? That still remains to be seen because the no side has still confirmed anything. Uh, by the way, we have seen both the leaders, Prime Minister Modi and Xi Jinping, being under the same group for multiple times during the 3 days summit level talks that has happened during the BRICS Plus and BRICS Africa thing. Also during the BRICS leadership opening statement, they were together. The issues of BRICS, the kind of developmental work or the policies of economic development among members that has been discussed, and it has been kind of incongruent that all the members have discussed on the issue of current global geopolitical and geo-economic scenario as well.
All right, thank you, Abhishek, for bringing us that context. Let's now